So the word out there is that young people are leaving churches, that Gen Z, millennials are no longer going to a physical location. This is after COVID, et cetera, et cetera. In this video, I'm going to share with you the main reason, the one main reason why young people are leaving the church and how we can fix it. Before I do that, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. If you want challenging Christian content, this is your place to be. So I've been pastoring for about 5.5 years now in the city of Philadelphia at RCOG, aka Restoration Church of God, right? And my church consists of mainly 18 to about 30-year-olds, a lot of young people in my church, and we are doing what we can by God's grace to make impact. And as we have people coming back to church and I'm hearing their stories and hearing their testimony, a lot of the people that are coming to our church are either those dealing with church hurt and they're unchurched, or just have this lost faith in church overall. But there's one common thread that I've seen throughout many of their stories and testimonies. And I believe this is the reason why it appears and the perception is that young people are not going to church. This is why the perception is that young people are not in church anymore, and they're going to mega churches and catching services online, or just giving up in church in general and saying, you know what, is there a God? Is church necessary? We got to go back to COVID. During COVID, 2020 or so, people stopped going to church. Understandably, we've learned so much. We had to learn so much on the fly that it caused us to have our churches shut down for distance, 6 foot of distance. It was a crazy time. So for the first time, for many people who had grown up in church, they realized, like, yo, I don't have to go to church every Sunday. I don't have to be physically in the sanctuary every Sunday, but I still have my one-on-one bond with God. So church, it's not really necessary. It's not that serious. Like, my parents lied to me. My pastor lied to me, saying that I need to be in church every week. And I could actually sit there and not go to church for a couple of years, but still have my bond with God. So the necessity for church has kind of decreased, where folks don't think that church is necessary. Because during COVID, we still had a time of our prayer time. We were forced to create devotional time. We were forced to use social media as a means to supplement or complement our walk with God. So COVID, this shift in COVID caused a less of a need for people to go to church. They were able to say, wow, this is how other folks live. They were able to go to the gym on Sunday, but catch a service at noon online. I'm able to go to the supermarket. I'm able to sleep in on Sundays, but I still felt God. So COVID ushered in a generation that was less dependent on the physical location of church. And I believe that's dangerous. I believe we do need to go to church, because church is a community. Church is a place where people find accountability and covering and love. You can't find that online. You can't find that at a church where your pastor or the elders don't know who you are. You won't have that sense of belonging. I don't care how many small groups they have, how many Zoom calls they have. It will not be the same as if you're sitting here and you are at a place where you're actually in the physical location and you're building through a church family. So there's a big, big difference. And it's just, it's needed to have that accountability and that there's people around you. We are social creatures, and we need to understand the value of going to church. Furthermore, the Bible even says, do not forsake the assembly of the saints. Do not downplay the importance of going to church. The Bible warns us of this, so it's important for us to go to church. So a lot of people have not come back since COVID, since this time. They remain out of church. They go to a church online. We call it Bedside Baptist, and they sit there online. They catch their services, they catch their word, and they go home. I was telling a pastor friend of mine, people don't need to go to church to catch word anymore. At one time, you would go to church to get a good word from God, but you're able through YouTube and through podcasts like this one, you're able to find a way to sit here and hear from God and hear a word from God. Take your notes, pause, stop, and hear from God through YouTube, through social media, through TikTok. So a lot of folks don't feel the need to go to church and get a word, but that community is what's missing. So a lot of people have left and have not come back, or have a tough time coming back, have a tough time. Even if they go, they're not devout and faithful in their attendance. They go when they can. Some people work now. They work every other Sunday, or they just find things to do and say, you know what, I'll catch a service online. I won't. I don't feel good today, so I'll just stay in the bed. When in years past, we would sit there and go to church sick because I have to get a word. It got to a point where there were times where members told me that I should disable our live stream because that's affecting church attendance. But I think, as a church, we can't be the last to adopt technology. The live stream is a good component of churches now, an essential component of churches now. A church needs a live stream. They need some kind of online presence in order to be relevant and to maximize their reach. So I believe in that God is faithful, that God will be able to, despite the live stream, still send people to the building, and he has. Our churches slowly but surely, we're growing in numbers, we're growing in weekly attendance, even during the summer, and people are coming back slowly but surely to church. But as they come back and we go through membership class, I begin to connect with them. The one reason, there's one common theme. There's one thing that I'm seeing a lot of the young people, a lot of people in general, saying that, this is why I stopped going to church. This is why I'm skeptical about it. And those who are just, we call it affectionately dating RCOG, those that come to church but don't want to become members, or come every now and then but still call RCOG their home or pass around their pastor, but yet they don't want to join the church. They don't want to go through membership class. They don't want to go out there and get that certificate, say you're part of this church. They have their reason for being skeptic. And the main reason, the one common thing I'm seeing throughout, is a lot of people are saying Christians are fake. And they say, why would I sit here and go to church with a bunch of fake people? That the persona, the person that they portray on Sunday is not who they are at home. And we have a generation, unlike our parents' generation, that cannot deal with the fakeness. And a lot of us are hypocrites. And that behavior, that hypocritical behavior, is what's driving people away from church. You see, our parent generation, they would know a pastor's a hypocrite. They would know a deacon was hypocrite. They'll still support. They'll still give their tithes and offering. They'll still be there every Sunday. They're still loyal to a fault. Our generation is different. We will not sit here and waste our time with leaders and pastors and Christians who are fake. They're saying, why am I going to waste my Sunday, my valuable 2 or 3 hours a week, when I could be with folks who are fake, who are not living out what they're preaching? Why would I waste my time? I could stay home and get a service online, send my tithe and offering in, but not deal with that fakeness. You see what is more important to people is that they see that you're living out the gospel. Not saying that the sermons are not important, but again, you can get sermons anywhere. Not saying that the word that you preach is not important, but the key is your life. The greatest impact that I feel I'm doing as a pastor is not on Sunday morning in a sermon. I'm only up there 45 minutes to an hour. The greatest impact I have on people's lives are on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, when their marriage is crumbling, when they're going through something, and God inspires me to send a text. It's how are you doing? I didn't see you in church on Sunday. I love you. I'm praying for you. I think these are the things that cause greatest impact. God has used me in a mighty way where people, even outside of my church, reach out to me. People who are suicidal, people who are had someone call me months ago. She was on the brink of suicide. She was getting ready to kill herself, saying her goodbyes, and she happened to call me. She texted me, and then I called her back. And she's still around now, thriving and persevering and pushing. Not because of Pastor Ron, but it's all glory goes to God. But I had to make sure I was available. I couldn't be like, oh, you're not a church member of mine, I'm not going to answer my phone. But I had to be available. Yes, it comes with difficulties where sometimes people abuse it. And sometimes it causes you to be a bit tired, but this is why you're here. Some things can't wait. Some things can't wait till Sunday morning in the altar. Some people need you now. So this generation is more concerned as to what you're doing from Monday to Saturday than what you're preaching on Sunday. And what they're finding is a lot of the folks who are preaching on Sunday, they're not living out it on Monday through Saturday. We have a generation of great Christians but bad people. They could preach a good word, give a good sermon, teach a good word, but they don't care to take care of their children, don't take care of their wives or their husbands. Then just not nice people after church. They don't want to talk to you. They don't care about sinners and people who are falling, who are struggling. They don't want to answer your phone calls or your DMs. They're too Hollywood. These are the reason why people are leaving church. Or it's better yet, just not nice people. They're in sin. They're cheating on their wives. They're beating on their children. They're beating on their kids, not taking care of their kids. Missing PTO meetings, not missing ballet recitals and soccer practice. All for, I'm being a great Christian. I think this is what's driving people out of church. We are in a time where people want to see your life, how you're walking it out, how you're living it. It's like, why am I going to waste my time sitting here with you? Waste my time every Sunday morning when you're faking it, when you're lying, you're cheating, you're stealing, you're cursing out people at work, claiming to be a Christian. So it's driving people out of it. And the reason why people are not going back to church is not because of live streams. It's not because they don't love God. The issue is they don't love the church, aka the people who are the church. The building is not the church. God is not the church. We are the church. And they're saying, I love God. I believe in God, but I don't like church people. Yes, I know what you're saying. Yes, but that's why we go to church. But we also have to have a responsibility. Though we're weak, though we're human, also must put a greater emphasis on living out the gospel. Faith without works is dead. We have faith. We lack the works. And the lack of works is causing folks to leave the body of Christ. Or not even walk through the steps of a church. Because in essence, before they get a chance to go to church, you're the first gospel they listen to, they read. You are the first contact they have with Jesus Christ. Whether at your job, school, Target, or you're living out the Christian life. Because many times we are the ones. We are the reason why folks don't want to go to church. Not the devil, it's us. So I challenge you. I encourage you. I push you. Take this back to your church. Meet me in the comments. Are there any other reasons why folks are leaving the church? Are there any other reasons why people are not coming back? Let me know. But either way, don't forget to like and subscribe and share this work. This means a lot to me. I need your help to push this gospel, push this word. But either way, I love you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Peace.